I think there is one main takeaway, which is that China is on the right track. China has adopted the right strategy, and this strategy is based on the commitment of deepening reforms and opening up the Chinese economy. And within the new industrialization that China puts in process is where China will achieve not just a prosperous development, but a high quality growth. China is in the quest of improving its governance system. I think these elements are what guarantees the future of China itself, but for an improvement of the world as a whole. I think this is a reality already. In the last decade, I would say that China has achieved a level of scientific and technological development that is unprecedented in the world. First, because the Chinese commitment for science technology, as President Xi Jinping has stated many times, that innovation is the core engine of the Chinese development path. The second thing is the commitment of China to increase capabilities in terms of science technology. So that means investment in education, investment in research, and those pillars have been followed strictly by China. Another important element and another important point that President Xi Jinping has mentioned and highlight is what we can call two-wheel drive. This means innovation and institutional innovation. China is in searching for modernization of the country and also to be a leader in terms of science technology, not just for economic purpose, but also for the social purpose. A good example of that is how China is developing their renewable energy sector, the environmental technologies. This is a good and very strong example. That is the primary strategy for China to be in the next century, and maybe also in this century, a leader in science and technology in the world. I have been working with the Chinese tech companies for some time already. I think at least in the last 5 years, the technology and innovation scene in China has changed quite a lot. In the last decade, I believe we are talking about some innovation spots in China, some innovation clusters. But nowadays, technology innovation has spread all around China, and you have many clusters. Almost in every single part of China, you can find a technological and innovation cluster. One of the examples that I can give is different locations. Like I said, if you go to Xi'an, if you go to Shenzhen, if you go to Shandong, in all these different provinces and cities, you have a very innovative company and you can see different innovation clusters. So that's the reason why China now is the second country in terms of innovation and unicorns in the world. I mean, by unicorns, companies that the valuation is over $1 billion. Out of the top 5 unicorn companies in the world that has a valuation over $1 billion, China has at least 3 companies. So that shows how China is impacting the innovation scene in the world. You cannot talk about innovation nowadays without consider China. And that's because basically you have a lot of entrepreneurship policies around China. You have a lot of investment in terms of helping small and medium high-tech companies in China. I think that there are some challenges that China needs to go through. I believe that the first challenge, I would say, is to increase the interaction between research that is done at the university level and the private sector. Integrate more companies or SOEs or private sector companies with the Chinese university and the Chinese basic research institutes. Second challenge is to increase what we call the demand innovation, which is the customers tell companies how they want the product, what they need in terms of new products and new service, how the companies can improve innovation. And I think this is a very important element that China is developing, but we believe that we need to be more, I would say, more developed in terms of the demand innovation side. I think the third challenge, and it's a very important one, is that I see a lot of movement from the government to increase the funding for small and medium-sized enterprise, especially the small enterprise. So we are talking here about the development of venture capital sector, and that's the sector that gives money to good ideas, that gives monies to people that are leaving the university that has a good idea and wants to start the company. So that's what feeds the entrepreneurship in China. So this means that we need to cut the red tapes. This means that needs to be more accessible for small and medium-sized companies and for entrepreneurs to access funding. I think with this, the improvement of those three elements, China will be a top country in terms of science, technology, and innovation.